wouldn't have it any other way. That's kind of what I expected, what everybody expects out of a quarterback, and I'm just thrilled to have the opportunity to be able to do so, playing alongside of these guys. It's been an honor my first 4 years, and then obviously I'm thrilled and excited to see what happens once we start the season this year.
First and foremost, being a young guy, having a leader who's been there and having a leader who's experienced everything and know most of the obstacles that can be faced as a football player, just being able to play behind him is great. And it's thrilled and it's exciting.
Logan, Frank was in here talking, and he talked about a lot of the question marks, positions that are still unsettled. Not that there's not talent, but you know, the rotations and stuff. How far along do you guys feel you are, not only in installing and knowing the offense, the whole offense, but in determining who the guys are that you're going to be looking to make plays with?
I guess that's why we have 2 more weeks of camp left. For right now, I mean, everybody's just working to keep getting better and keep pushing each other. And I don't think anything has to be set in stone right yet. I think we just need guys to keep forcing each other to get better. And then down the road, they'll filter themselves out, and somebody will emerge as the #1 go-to guy.
For Trey, MJC, where do you guys see your competition right now at running back, and how do you think ultimately it shakes out in terms of, will you rotate series? Do you think one guy will get 2 or 3 series and the other guy spells him? What do you think the plan is, and how has it gone so far?
Right now, we're just taking it day by day, and we're both working hard as well as the other running backs. And that's for the coaches to determine. You know, that's not nothing that we're here to really think about. We're just going out there doing our job, and whatever the coaches say, and that's what we'll do. So.
I feel like everyone in the running back room is able to come out and make exceptional plays. I feel we all work hard in practice every day, and we all get after it, and we all push each other, and we help each other learn. So, like JC said, I feel that we should just leave it in the coach's hand, and let's just control the things we can control.
Andrew, I know it's a new season, but this day sort of serves as a pivot point between last season and next season. I mean, you've had some time to kind of digest what the 7-6 record means in the big picture. What do you think of when you think of 7-6? I mean, is that a hiccup? Is that a wake-up call? What is last year?
We got to play with a chip on our shoulders. We've been working all summer. Because that's unacceptable in any means, and that's what we've been working for all summer, to get better, so let's not let that happen again.
Logan, this isn't meant to be an indictment at all by your former quarterback coach, but I wonder, do you feel like you've taken on the personality of Scott? You mentioned you were a little meaner this offseason. Do you think part of that is just Scott is a really intense guy?
I wouldn't say that's really the reason why. I just kind of realized that it's time to step up. Honestly, I think he was just kind of extra motivation to start doing so. And but I wouldn't say I never had it in me until he showed up. But definitely, something that kind of kickstarted the whole thing.
What's been his impact on you specifically? Would you say the biggest thing he's really impacted?
I don't think there's really one thing that he's impacted me over another. The mental, physical aspects probably 50-50, and it's been a blessing to have him thus far. And like I said earlier, just excited to get the season started because that's when things start coming together.
Once again, we ask that you ask the follow-up questions into the microphones. Far side.
Andrew Miller, down here, the offense seems to start and end always with the offensive line. So this year compared to last year, are you guys better entering the last couple of weeks of camp?
Absolutely. We've been practicing all summer, every day, lifting hard every day, and making huge strides on the field. And we continue to do so over the next 2 weeks.
Andrew, it seems like there's been a lot of shuffling on the offensive line since the spring. What do you guys think of that as players, and is there a point where you think you kind of have to be in the spot to get used to who's playing around you?
Well, I think it's good because it adds a sense of competitive, and everybody's fighting for a job, so nobody's getting lackadaisical on each other. So it's really just pushing each and every one of us for that starting job.
It's for Andrew. First of all, it's a wicked stash, but also want to ask you about the move, you moved from center. What's that move been like so far for you? And then, the constant shuffling you guys have kind of done. How do you think that's affected kind of the rest of the offensive linemen, moving around so much to find that spot where you guys fit the best?
It's not where we want to play usually. It's where we fit the best for the team. And that's what you really have to look at. Guard is a very familiar position for me. I played in high school. I played it here my freshman year, redshirt freshman year as well. So it's just wherever I fit best for the team to be as best we can be together.
Logan, can you talk about your receivers? You have DJ back off injury, and then a bunch of guys who really aren't that experienced. What do you see from that supporting group?
I've said all along that those guys are pushing each other as hard as they can, and I think we got a good solid 5, 6 that we know that are kind of going to be our guys, but we need those guys to keep fighting for a spot to be number 1 on the depth chart, and I think that's the most important thing is just how much we get better from now until the end of camp and then that next week, because the receivers are the ones that paint the picture and make the plays, and we got to have those guys step up and make big plays when the time comes.
Coach Leffler and Coach Moore had mentioned being unhappy with the consistency catching the ball. How frustrating was it last year to have some of those drops, and do you think this group will be better with them?
Drops are always frustrating. Sometimes it just happens. I mean, it's a fact of football. There's going to be drops, but things happen. And for this year's crew, obviously we haven't gotten into any game-like situations. So everything changes when that comes around. So I guess we'll see when that time comes.
Andrew, if the depth chart holds as it is, which I understand is not a given, John McLaughlin would be the first true freshman left tackle to start an opener for Frank Beamer. What have been your impressions of him thus far in camp, and why do you think he's risen to number 1 now?
I really can't speak about the depth charts because you'd have to ask Coach Grimes, but John is a great player. He has great athleticism, natural ability to play football, and I know he's been working hard this summer. And if it comes to it, I think he'd be a good left tackle when he does play.
Andrew, how would you characterize this defensive line that you block every day? Obviously, they look like on paper they should be one of the strengths of this team.
Yes, sir. They are one of the strengths of the defense. They're a group of guys that have played before. They're all experienced, and I look forward to seeing what they can do this year.
JC, how are you different this year than last, and how much did playing some last year kind of push you along and let you see what you need to get better at?
I'm definitely stronger, coming into this year. I put an emphasis on getting stronger throughout the summer, and I accomplished that goal. And something that I wanted to do was make super iron hokey. I finally made that, and that's just something that I worked on. I also worked on, catching routes out of the backfield. Just mostly overrides, I had to get stronger from last year, and I realized I had to break tackles, a few more tackles this year as well. So that's something that being stronger would help me do. That's pretty much it.
Logan, you're a little bit lighter than you were last year. Is that on purpose, and why?
I just needed to be in better shape. I got to be able to go the full game without getting tired, no matter the circumstance. And I guess that's the big reason why. That's it.
Last question to Dennis in the back of the room.
Hey Trey, can you talk about your first week of camp? How do you feel like you've done? What do you need to do better as we move on towards Alabama?
I feel like the first week of camp, it's been great. Guys have been flying around both offense and defense. I feel like we accomplished a lot of things. Guys are out there learning. We're out there competing, and that's the most important thing, and just getting better as an individual. As a team. So, we still have 2 weeks left in camp and still have a week to prepare for Alabama. So, hopefully we keep striding and the team just gets better.
Gentlemen, thank you very much.